Hey, Mark's watching MTC Media. So I wanted to wait a couple of days to talk about the Knicks winning the championship because, a lot of times immediate reaction isn't always an unemotional, in the moment type of thing. Usually if you can wait a couple of days, 3 days, you kind of sift out the emotion when you're doing these things, the immediate reaction. But one of the things about the Knicks that's just so strange for someone of my age is usually when you saw dominant playoff runs into a championship, and the Knicks did have a dominant playoff run. They were 16-3. Usually there are guys that are all-time greats on this team. That's what the era I come from. And this one, that's not what this Knicks team is. And this goes back, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but it goes back to two things. One, the NBA collective bargaining agreement. And two, the depth of talent in the NBA is just never been seen before because of, one, not only America, but because of the fully mature international wave that has come in here that we have never seen before. And so the depth in the league is incredible. So when you add those two together, 8 champions in 8 years in this league, where literally you have not seen that in its existence. I would think it shows that the current NBA owners, are getting what they wanted, which was they feel like pushing people to the middle would be better for the league, which is incredible because, again, the numbers up to this year's championship has always shown that the NBA has actually always done better during dynasties. Now, that does not cross over to the NFL. So I think what happens is when the NFL has a model, they think, well, that model will be great for all sports, but it's not. It's not the same type of consumer, and really it's not the same industry. So going back to the Knicks, so that was one of the things about it. Their point differential, all this sort of stuff is off the charts, and it makes you think this is an all-time great team, which in my day would be, can they go back? Oh, this could be a start of a dynasty. And right now, no one thinks it's the start of a dynasty. I think people think that it's a great story. It's not like the Knicks are going to go back to the old Knicks, that won 30 games. No one thinks that, but people will tell you, well, you got to see where Giannis goes. Well, you got to see what the Pacers look like when they're fully healthy, which is incredible because for the longest time, people thought it was going to be Pacers healthy plus the number 5 pick. But, plus a lottery pick, not plus a number 5 pick, plus a lottery pick. And that didn't happen because the lottery pick is going over to the Clippers. And, it's the same thing we saw with Denver. I think people are starting to accept that this league has turned in what I had said years ago, and you can go and check. The league was trending to be a sum of parts league. Don't give me the big 2. Don't give me the big 3. Because those terms are being used in a different context, at least people of my age, than what you're seeing. This is a sum of parts league. I think the Knicks showed that. I think what we saw in San Antonio is starting to show that. This is not just about Wemby. It's about that team as a whole. And it doesn't have to have Wemby and 2 other big name stars in order to win. Absolutely, positively not. It has to be the right people around them. But this whole collection of stars things, that's not what San Antonio needs. That's not what Oklahoma City needs. Oklahoma City, really, when you think about it, Shea became a star. Chet was hype coming out of college, so on and so forth. I would say we haven't seen the Chet that people thought you were going to see out of Chet. And part of that is where he is, the system, what they run, how many guys they have that can contribute. So you're not going to get video game numbers out of Chet. And so that's why you saw the Thunder not go back, but they could go back next year. So I wouldn't say that San Antonio is the type of team like, oh man, wait until next year, they'll get back. Other people have something to say about that. Remember when Jokic and them won? Oh my gosh, Jokic, best player in the world, man. Denver hasn't come close to going back. And they look like they're further away than they've been since they've won the title. Then, obviously you have Minnesota, who's looking for a point guard. So this is all to say that the Knicks will be remembered in one or two ways. If the NBA is still going the way that it's trending, it will be, man, the Knicks was a great team. And you won't qualify it by saying it was one season, that the Knicks were a great team, that 2026 Knicks team, yada, yada, yada. If the league flows back into kind of like that dynasty thing, then everyone's going to say the Knicks are the Pistons that had Rip Hamilton and had Rasheed Wallace and those that Tayshaun Prince and those type of guys, Chauncey Billups. Those type of guys, they're going to be put in that category. Like, man, great team basketball. They did have a guy who was a leader, who did these things, yada, 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 but they'll kind of fade. I still don't think that what the Pistons did in defeating the Lakers and making that run is truly appreciated. It kind of gets put into the back, or people will make the excuse, oh, well, the Lakers were going through all kinds of stuff with Kobe and Shaq and Karl Malone and Gary Payton, and they'll just kind of excuse it away. And if people want to do that to the Knicks, this is what they say. Oh, the Pacers was hurting. And, everything just bounced their way. And the East really, really, really wasn't that good that year because, the Celtics had just gotten Tatum back, and you'll get that. But I think where the NBA is going, that the Knicks 26th title will be put in proper context. I just don't think in the previous generation that it would have been.